we've already mastered like the basic calls, and now we're going into like a little bit more advanced calls. This right here changes the game. So you've mastered your cow sounds, elongated cow sounds, into location bugles. Now you're trying to master like, your chuckles, your grunts, which are a little bit more advanced sound, because you can get out to the woods and an average Joe can probably throw out a location bugle. The difference is the advanced sounds, those chuckles that they throw out or those grunts they throw out might not be as good. And you could tell that, what they call, I think they're calling Doug Flutie. You can call Doug Flutie, you can tell a Doug Flutie from anybody just based off their chuckles. Sometimes, their bugle sounds great. Wow, brings you right in. And then you hear that chuckle and you're like, oh, there's a human down there. So then you know to go the other way in the mountains. So we're talking about more advanced calls. What I will tell you is that these advanced calls take a lot of practice. So once you've mastered your cow sounds, your location bugles, then start telling yourself, hey, all I'm going to do is practice my advanced calls. So I'm going to start off with an advanced call, and like I said, we're going to grunts and chuckles first, and get my Phelps tube here. And so for my chuckles are a little bit more fast paced, and they cut off and cut on, simultaneously, and they're a lot faster. And what this means to me, and I'm humanizing it, so when you hear that, and it sounds like a chimpanzee or a gorilla really, really mad, right? And they do it really fast, that to me is a more fighting term. So if you see that, you hear that, he's like, come on, bring it on. But then your grunts, ooh, 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 those are more of, I got my ladies with me and I'm tending to my ladies and not you. So I'm gonna go with chuckles first. And that's that more fighting term. Hey, I'm ready to throw dukes when you're ready to throw dukes. But we're humanizing it again, of course. And then if you're looking for the grunts, that's elongated, just elongate the cow sound. And what you realize is that what I'm really doing is I'm adding a lot of voice into that chuckle and the grunt sound. Chuckle. Grunt. And that's the difference between a chuckle and a grunt. And honestly, as I said before, I said we humanize it as much as possible, but from my experience is that you'll get the chuckle if he's wanting to fight. You'll get the grunts if he has cows or he's tending to cows. But we'll go back into a little bit more advanced calls. You have estrus screams, estrus whines, and that's really done with like just putting a buzz into it, right? So kind of sounds like this. Putting a little bit more voice into it and you're sputtering your lips a little bit. And those are cows that are in estrus and are ready to breed. But you hardly ever hear that sound unless you have a big herd. I say a big herd. I've run into herds that been to 200 size in herd, and I've only heard it once in the woods, but there's videos out there with that estrus scream, and it's really productive to bring that bull in. really close, because what that bull wants to do is he wants to check that cow, especially your satellite bulls that come in and they'll check those cows. Some more advanced calls I would think of would be like an estrus whine, and that's just taking your calls and just kind of making that wavy sound with it. It sounds like this. To me, that sounds like, you know, a cow coming in estrus, and she's just saying, "Hey, where you at? Oh, I'm about ready to be bred. Pay attention to me." So if you want to really master like the advanced calls, I would go in to master your cow sounds. You've already mastered your cow sounds. You already mastered location bugles, and then start off with your grunts and chuckles, and then start trying to work the pressure on the diaphragm and the latex, and work your wavy sounds of your estrus sounds, and then the sounds of an estrus scream or estrus whine, and that's your advanced sounds. You can get into some more sounds. I think one more I'll give you is, let's say you called a bull, you located a bull, and he's starting to move in, and you will hear this. If you're in the woods a lot, you'll hear this. And what I call this is, we're gonna call it show yourself, or where are you at? You know, kind of, you can put it in human terms, but I've had bulls where I've called them in, they don't see any cows. Sometimes they'll bark and then they'll chuckle, but a lot of times they'll do this. And it's just show yourself. Contact view is what I call it. And they're like, "Where you at? I don't see you." And we're just humanizing things, but he's telling you, "Hey, I'm over here, where you at?" And then a lot of times you'll get the bulls coming in, they'll do this. So when you have a bull that's getting ready, that wants to fight, he'll bark at you. He'll chuckle. He's like, "I don't see you. Where you at?" And his chuckle is fast. It's not an elongated grunt sound. It's elongated chuckle. So once again, like this, he'll come up. And he's like, "Show yourself. I'm here. Show yourself." One more. I know I said one more before, but I'm gonna show you one more. A lip balm. And what I'm trying to talk about lip balm is, what I want to do is I want to sputter my lips. So a lot of kids come around with dirt bikes. They act like they got dirt bikes. Same thing. If you want to practice the dirt bike little thing, is you sputter your lips. Warm up your lips. You're gonna make a cow sound with it, but I'm gonna throw it through the bull, through the tube, because a lot of those bulls are displaying. It's kind of like a display bugle, and it sounds like this. And I'm just throwing that sputter through there, and it's telling you, "Yo, I'm bigger than you. Can you be bigger than me?" A lot of times when they are doing some of these difficult calls in the woods, and I'm explaining to you what I would do in the woods, I just mimic exactly what they do. So if they hit me with a display bugle, I hit them with a display bugle. If they hit me with a bark chuckle, I hit them with a bark chuckle. If I hear a cow doing an extra scream, I do an extra scream. Because of course I want to bring the bull to me and not to her. So those advanced calls, they take a lot of practice, but with practice, you will be more advanced than a lot of callers in the woods. Hey, stay with us for tip number 6.